Good evening, everyone. In my presentation, I will be sharing my learnings while doing a project on record and replay future of Autover. If some of you guys don't know about what Autover is a full-fledged software for autonomous vehicles. It includes every modules that is required for making an autonomous car, from sensor fusion, perception, planning to control. So that's what Autoware is. In that Autoware software stack, there is a feature called record and replay, and we will go through it. So what is this record and replay feature is? What we will be doing is we can drive the vehicle manually in a map, and the trajectory we are making will be recorded, and the recorded trajectory will be given to the vehicle as a reference trajectory later, and we can see whether the controller module of the vehicle is it really able to follow the reference trajectory you are giving while avoiding the obstacles and then detecting the obstacles. So everything. So this is what the record and replay feature is. We will record a trajectory, and then the trajectory is given as the reference, and we will see whether the vehicle is following the trajectory or not. So this may seem like a primitive, but why are we doing it? So as I told you, Autover software stack comes with so many submodules. Uh, so by doing this, we can actually test the submodules like controller, object detection, and the localizer. And this will become much more clear in the late video demo of this presentation in the end. So before doing anything in Autover, we should first understand the Autover environment. If you see in this picture, we have ADE. ADE stands for Agile Development Environment. ADE is basically built upon Docker. It's more or less like a Docker. Inside ADE, we have Autover, Atom, CUDA. Likewise, we also have ROS 2 and LG SPL Simulator. So why this is important is, if you want to use the Autoware auto application, first we should enter the ADE, then only we can access the application. This applies for everything. If we want to access the LG SPL simulator, we should first enter the ADE environment, then only we can enter the simulator. Next, this is how the workflow is. So in order to do this, we should first open 5 terminals in the Linux environment. T1, T2, T5 is for terminal 1, terminal 2, and terminal 5. So I will open 5 terminals in the Linux environment first. And just a minute. In the first terminal, I will open the LGSPL simulator, and in the third terminal, I will record the trajectory. While recording the trajectory, I will drive the vehicle manually around the map. In the fifth trajectory, I will be replaying the trajectory. So while replaying, we will be having a choice to either choose MPC controller or pure POSIT controller. Also, you can see while in the video demo, the replay trajectory actually implements the 3D perception track. Inside 3D perception track, we have transform nodes, ground classifier, and Euclidean cluster. What is transform nodes does is it converts the sensor data into one global coordinate system, and likewise ground classifier filters LiDAR data. It classifies LiDAR data as ground points and non-ground points. And then we have Euclidean cluster. Euclidean cluster takes non-ground points and it looks for obstacles and draws bounding box around it. Like if there is a vehicle around our ego vehicle, it draws a bounding box around it. And if there is a building, and again, it draws a bounding box around it. That's what this Euclidean cluster is doing. And if you also see, we have terminal 2 and terminal T, and that is for localization, which means before recording and before replaying, we should localize the vehicle. And NDT localizer is responsible for localizing a vehicle in the Autover stack. NDT stands for normal distribution transform. It's basically an algorithm that localizes the vehicle. Uh, for this algorithm, we should give one manual input, that is the very first uh, starting position of the uh, of the vehicle, of our vehicle. We should give the very approximate starting position of the vehicle. From next iteration onwards, the algorithm starts localizing itself. But for the very first time, we should give that approximate spanning position. So that we will give using the in the Orvis environment. You can see it on the demo. So this is how the uh, workflow is going to be. I will quickly show you one video demo. Am I audible?
Yes, Prabhanjan, we can hear you.
Yeah, let's see a video demo. So you can see first, as I told you, I will be opening 5 terminals. And in the first terminal, I will open the LG SPL simulator. For doing that, there are commands documented in the Autoware foundation.gitlab. So I'm using it. While the LG SPL simulator is opening, I am preparing other terminals. What I mean is, as I told you, in order to use any other application, I should enter the AD environment first. So that's what I'm doing. I'm entering the AD environment. You can see I'm giving AD enter. So that's the command for entering the AD environment. Now I will open the simulator in the first terminal. So that the simulator got opened. So this is where the simulator is. You can see there are maps, vehicles, and plugins on left-hand side. We can use any maps, vehicle, plugins available in the site to create our own simulation. I have already created mine. Then, as I told you, in the second terminal, I will localize the vehicle using the NDT localizer. So it opens up Orvis, and in Orvis we have a tool called 2D post estimate. I'm using that tool to tell the algorithm where the vehicle will approximately in the starting position. You can see a green arrow pointing. And you can also see in the second terminal, there is pose orientation that is recorded. And in the third terminal, I'm going to record the trajectory. So it has started recording. Now in the simulator, I will just play the simulation and I will drive the vehicle manually using the keyboard controls. Now I am driving the vehicle manually in the simulator, and meanwhile that will be the trajectory I'm following will be recorded in the third terminal. You can see on the left hand side, current length is being given as a feedback. Now I will stop the recording. Then again, we have to localize the vehicle before replaying. So that's what I'm doing in the fourth terminal. Again, it will open up for always. Again, using the 2D post estimate tool, I will give the approximate starting position of the vehicle. It has already started detecting obstacles. Now we have to just replay the trajectory. When you're replaying, the car will actually start moving. So in the fifth terminal, I will replay the trajectory.
So basically, this is where he's testing his control software stack.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, this is good stuff, man. This is I was going to say that this is one of the very good presentations, because we usually go through a lot of slides, which is great, but actually seeing things in action makes a lot of difference. So yeah.
By default, the controller is MPC, but we can also make it as a pure pursuit controller. But pure pursuit controller is under development. It lacks few things like object collision avoidance, such things like that.
Yeah.
But you can see in the left hand side, there is the vehicle is following the reference trajectory. On the right, it could able to detect the obstacles, and we can see the bounding boxes. The blue line is the reference trajectory that has been recorded, and the dots are lidar points.
Yep.
And now you can observe the vehicle is moving over and sideways. It's because the accuracy of the MPC control available in the auto stack is around 10 centimeters, and it might be because of that. And this is where I stop the recording, so the vehicle stops here.
Yeah.
And you can quickly do it for one more time. And this time I just enable few other parameters in always. So this is how we test. So if the car is moving, deflecting from the trajectory, it means there is something wrong in the controller module. You can also see the bounding boxes are not so accurate. So that means again there is some improvement needed in the 3D perception stack or whatever.
Yep. So are those bounding boxes generated by AutoWare, or are you doing or writing anything to do that?
No, it is done by AutoWare itself.
Okay. Okay. So basically, you are using that point cloud data to detect what's around you and try to navigate your trajectory.
Yeah, we have NDT localizer. What NDT localizer does is it takes pre-recorded lidar point cloud and live lidar point cloud from the vehicle, and it tries to match and localizes the vehicle.
Perfect.
And then I have also done one another small project using Bellman-Ford algorithm, path planning. So I have already run everything and keeping everything ready. So you can see, so this is a map of Singapore roadways, and I have given what's the starting node and what's the ending node, and the Bellman-Ford algorithm I used, it was able to find the route from the start to end. We can get the route from the variable here. So these are the intermediate
Yeah.
waypoints it has to pass through, and the
Perfect.
total distance is stored in the distance variable, and this is the overall output. If that, so the starting node I have given is 219, and in the matrix you can see 219 is so 0 means it's a source node, and I have given target node as 241. So 241, it is 9, which means the distance from source to the 241 is 9. So that's why the distance variable is 9. If it means infinity, that means there is no way from the source node to
Yep.
the node 235.
Yep.
Yeah, that's my work.
Looks great. Looks great, Pravanjan. Nice work.
Great work,
Good
Pravanjan.
demo as well.
Yep.
Thanks.
Sorry, Adip, you were
presentation.
saying something.
Yeah, I was just saying that he covered really a lot, and then this is a good presentation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Thanks. Any questions?
No, good. We're good. So
We are
I think
short
we
of
are on
time,
time
so-
as well. So thanks for being on time as well. So who's next?
Yeah.